Hi class, this is Katrina. Welcome to discussion question number 1, week 6 in regards to credit cards and just touch base on why I chose the credit card I have and did I qualify for it. So I'm just going to, because I did, I'm just going to let you know how I qualified or basically how I decided on that card and if there is something that I benefit from. So just to kind of take you back to my first credit card was about 25 years ago, and I received it through my credit union. They had different options, and I chose the option with the rewards for frequent flyer miles. Um, that particular card, I purchased everything on that card, everything, every dollar was a mile. So I would go and get a Slurpee, and my kids would make fun of me, and they're like, "Really, Mom? You just can't pay $1 for the Slurpee?" I'm like, $1's a mile. And so it helped because I used that credit card to purchase everything, which gave me the frequent flyer miles and took care of my round trips. So my son and I flew in one state, ferried to another state, flew back from that state on no out of pocket. So that whole trip was the travel expenses were actually covered. So then, fast forward to working with a company called USAA. They're an insurance company, but they do have a bank. And at the time, they were giving their employees $1,000 credit limit for a credit card with no there was no credit check. So that was kind of cool, and it got 1.5% was the cashback. So this also had rewards options, and I just chose the cashback. So I used it for everything. Problem was that, well, there's a pro and con. I was using the $1,000 credit card and maxing it out. So I'd keep paying it off and then I'd max it out and pay it off and max it out. So I did that sometimes, a few times a month. And I found that they were never able to charge me a finance fee, but I was getting the benefit of the 1.5 cashback reward. And what happened along the way is that I was establishing credit, was establishing responsibility. So they upped my line of credit and it started out $1,000 and they bumped it up. I never asked for it. They just automatically increased me over the years to all of a sudden I had this line of credit for like $24,000 without even asking them. One of the benefits behind that is that I always had a balance that was below 33% of my credit card limit, and that actually helped my credit score. So moving forward, I signed up for a credit card with Sam's Club because when you do that, you get this $50 or $100 credit of purchase. So your first $50 was free or whatever it was that. So I thought, well, I mean, that's great. Well, then not only that, they had a 3% cash back on for rewards purchases with travel and restaurant and fuel and other items. So anyway, I liked that benefit to have 3% back on my fuel purchases and X amount of money back on all of this other items that I used to purchase it with. However, I never really used the card because it was just easier for me to stay with the credit card that I already had, and I got the cash back throughout the year. So it wasn't like I get this lump sum. It was just the cash back was coming to me throughout the year, and I can see how much cash back I was getting based off of my purchases. And then I just saved it in the end of the year. I just applied that money back onto my credit card, like for paying off, I don't know, Christmas gifts or whatever trip I went on or whatever. So I would just go ahead and apply that back on my credit card. Um, so it was a disadvantage because I wasn't utilizing the card for the max amount of benefits that it provided over the other card that I had. It was just easier for me to pay the other credit card for my checking to the credit card balance. Um, so now I went back to Sam's Club in another time, just basically recently, I'd say about 4 months ago. they offered me an upgraded black card. I had no idea what that meant, but primarily there's a 2% increase in the benefits that you use for the travel and restaurants and fuel and I'm going to honestly start using that card more than I do my other card for those items that fall in that category for travel, restaurant, fuel, etc. Because when you have gas that's about $5 a gallon, every penny helps. And that's, I think, a pretty good incentive to use that card, even though I'd have to now work with two different credit cards. I may slowly just convert over to the Sam's Club because of all of the benefits and perks. So, what happens is credit card companies bank on your lack of willpower and the responsible character that you have as far as you're you're paying the balance on time. So they bank on your lack of willpower and the fact that you're going to care enough about your credit score that you pay that interest, that you pay that balance, but they want you to pay it the minimum balance monthly, which is a big mistake, big mistake. Never do that. Never, if you can help it, use it so as a ability to increase your credit, but not allow them the opportunity to rake you for all of those interest rates. So I charge it, pay it off every 2 weeks or within the month, and then I charge again, and they never are able to charge me that interest. So it's like I get the benefits of all the freebies without paying that interest rate. So just kind of make sure that when you do get a card, that it applies towards whatever your interests are. So if you like to fly, then maybe it would benefit you to get a card with an airline. But search around and always ask what benefits or rewards that particular card has, and then apply. But pay it off monthly or every 3 weeks or however before they charge you the interest rate. That's, I mean, bottom line. Anyway, hope that helps and have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.